Hello, everyone. Welcome to TNT. We have a rather disgruntled individual, unfortunately, to be our first guest. He is, well, he holds the distinction of being the manager of the former tag team champions of the World Wrestling Federation. Would you please welcome Luscious Johnny Valiant? Well, Mr. Valiant, you, not much of a greeting here at all for you. Does that bother you?
No, it really doesn't, Vince.
That's a little insult to injury, doesn't it?
Well, you're talking about people that are sick to begin with, you know.
They're sick.
You get a lot of psychotic people out there, you know. There's,
You have something in your teeth?
Yeah, it's my gums. They're wrapped
They get in the
around
way
my...
sometimes, huh?
Yeah, sometimes they do. No, you're right. You gave me a beautiful introduction there when you mentioned the fact that I am disgruntled. Even to the point of being bewildered, actually, if you want to know the truth, because I feel that the biggest hypocrisy of professional wrestling was perpetrated upon the Dream Team on 7 of April up in Chicago, the Windy City. There was never such an abomination of injustice that was ever bestowed upon any individuals. Concerning myself, Valentine and Beefcake, exactly what transpired up there in Chicago was abominable. It's a complete fraud, as far as I'm concerned.
A fraud.
You had 2 referees, you had this Ozzy Osbourne. You had so much chaos up there that myself, there was hardly even room for me to stand outside that ring. There were photographers out there, there were wires, there were...
All right, well, we have a little
people from all over the world.
We have a little highlight package just to take you back in time. Here we go.
And here they come with Ozzy Osbourne in the back. That looks like Ozzy Osbourne.
Their opponents and challengers are led toward the ring by their manager, Captain Louis Albano, and their very special corner man, the dynamic, the ultimate, Ozzy Osbourne, with a combined weight of 464 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the challengers, the British Bulldogs. Tag Team Championship, 1 fall, 60 minutes.
Here we go. It looks like it's going to be Davey Boy Smith and Greg the Hammer Valentine kicking it off.
Certainly is. The powerhouse for that team, the British Bulldogs, and he's showing you that power. The Hammer a little bit surprised.
Fine.
But they know what to expect from the British Bulldogs, and vice versa. The Bulldogs know what to expect from the champions.
Oh, what a shot.
Tremendous classic confrontation here is the World Wrestling Federation. Superstars on parade in WrestleMania 2. You won't find any better action anywhere.
You know, Gorilla Monsoon, this match was just signed prior to the announcement of WrestleMania 2 and the date. This has been a long time in the making because these 2 teams have been at it tooth and nail for quite some time.
They certainly have. The champions, of course, always number 1, and the British Bulldogs, the number 1 challenging team. Look out, nice hip lock by the Hammer right off the ropes. And he drops one, but Davey Boy Smith not anywhere in sight. There's the quick tag. The continuity of the British Bulldogs showing early. And Dynamite Kid now going to work on the Hammer. He needs to make a tag.
Now it could be just the opposite. Davey Boy Smith perhaps in there a little longer than he should have been.
Well, he could have made a tag to Dynamite. The speed on that team is just enormous.
The secret, though, to the Bulldogs, thus far as I can see, has been their tremendous teamwork, Kathy Lee.
Absolutely. Kathy Lee is
I'm amazed.
astounded.
I am stunned.
Oh, look at this press slam. Wow. As well, and now all 4 men. Mayhem broken loose here. Look out. Press slam. We've seen this before. No. Valentine wisely rolled out of the way. Look at small package ties him up both legs. No. Brutus still fresh enough to be able to kick out of there, Jim.
Now that was not going to do it. Watch this superb teamwork on the part of the Bulldogs. They are good.
Davey Boy Smith back in there, the powerhouse on his team. Suplex perhaps coming up. Oh no, it's a cradle. He holds onto it with a cradle too. Whoa, was that close? Snapmare, no. Oh, look at that move by Beefcake. He dropped him just like a bad habit.
Well, that brought this capacity crowd to their feet.
Davey Boy tried to go over the back, Gene, but he didn't make it.
I did not see that. I have not seen that before from Brutus Beefcake. That is quite a move indeed.
Brutus Beefcake has come an awful long way here in the World Wrestling Federation. And he goes with the hammerlock and rams the shoulder of Davey Boy right into that top turnbuckle and makes the tag to the hammer. And the hammer unloading with a beautiful elbow right off the top turnbuckle. The tide has turned here. The pendulum has shifted and is now in favor of the champions.
And just that quick, too. That's the amazing part of this great sport.
Perhaps shoulder breaker. Oh, yes. And well executed.
You called it, Gorilla.
Oh, look at that. He didn't want the 3 count. I can't believe it.
You've got to be kidding me.
The hammer taking a big chance here. Probably could have had a 3 count. Davey Boy perched up on that second rope. What's he thinking about? Oh. Holy Moses, rammed right head first. And down. It's over. That's like that. It's over.
I can't believe it.
History made here at WrestleMania 2.
Davey Boy Smith, our congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mean Gene. And as we told all the people in the United States of America, if we became the World Tag Team Champions, we would stay in the United States of America. This is where we're going to stay.
All right. Any thoughts you might have reflecting back on that footage now, Mr. Valiant?
It's supposed to rain in Miami.
Oh, it is.
You know something, I can see why they're happy. I'd be happy too. But I'll tell you something, coming on your set right here is the true champions.
I'll tell you what really happened out there. I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you right there. There was 2 men against 1, 2 prejudiced referees. We are still the world champions in my eyes, and his eyes, and the people out there have got to admit, Valentine and Beefcake, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Just like the airlines mess us around, and we're late getting here today. We were messed around in Chicago. We were set up by the World Wrestling Federation. British Bulldogs following us around. We gave them every opportunity in the world. Now they're going to have to let us chase them around, and they're going to have to look at that fine print on that dotted line right there, and it says Valentine and Beefcake. They get their shots.
I took care of that
against
one.
these so-called world champions. That's right, Luscious
I
Johnny.
took care of
You
that
sure
one.
did, baby.
Read the warranty on that tag team title. There's a little clause in there out there, you 2 limeys, and Captain Lou, and any kind of rock and roll star you want to call as a partner. The warranty reads they must get a rematch, and we will. When we do, sell the farm, Tommy.
What makes you feel that you will be successful in a rematch?
Because just like what the monkey said with the tail when he banged into the lawnmower, it ain't gonna be long now, Vince. And let me tell you something right now. These guys have defeated more teams throughout the United States. They stand here truly undefeated. There's no doubt in my mind that Valentine and Beefcake are more dangerous now than ever. The reason be, funny you should ask, because they're upset. They're upset, they're obsessed. They want the title back. I want it back. All the prestige that goes with it. I don't want to be called a challenger. Don't want to be called a contender. We are bona fide champions, and we will remain, and we will get the title back in very short order.
All right, let me ask you a question. Mr. Valentine, there was... Obviously, no one agrees with you. There was one occasion that we saw that could very well have been you with the pin, I believe, on Davey Boy. You had him down, you yanked him up with a yank of hair. It seemed as though you would come close at least. Why did you not?
Yes, I could have beat him right there, you understand, but
You could have?
Yes, I could have.
Why did you not?
I wanted to dish out some more punishment. Because these men
As you
have been
reflect
chasing
back
around.
then on that, is that not the most stupid thing you've done in your entire
What are you
career?
talking-
Wait a minute, who are you to draw a conclusion? Who are you to draw a conclusion to that fact? This man has been in the wrestling profession a long time and a tremendous success, I might add. That's up to him if he wants to yank a guy up and give him a couple more shots.
Is it not true that this caused a lot of argument between you and Brutus Beefcake? Brutus, you were upset about that, were you not?
That's right, but Vince McMahon, you didn't see the referee hanging by my leg outside the ring. What kind of justice is this WWF all about, man? How can a referee hold my leg outside the ring?
No, we didn't see that. We did not see that.
Nobody saw that. No, naturally, of course, nobody
Nobody
saw
lets that surface. That's not going to surface, right? That doesn't matter,
Did you
right?
see it on the tape?
No, I didn't see the tape, but I saw it in Chicago. And I saw the outside interference with that professional kamikaze pilot, that Dynamite Kid, whom I understand is a little soft upstairs from the different blows he's perpetrated on people and had people hit him with. He's a sick man, that Dynamite Kid. That Davy boy, he's not too far behind either, you know.
Hey,
They're sick people.
Man, let me say something. Maybe I made a mistake. But I tell you what, the Bulldogs are gonna pay for my mistake. They're gonna pay for my
Remains to be
mistake.
seen. We'll be back with more TNT. All right, back with more TNT. In a moment, we're going to find out who's behind curtain number 1, but this individual could be considered perhaps the consolation prize. Would you welcome Bobby the Brain Heenan?
Well, what's new, Monty Hall? You only got one curtain.
Only?
You only have any doors. But
Well,
you got me.
This is Oh.
But you got me. And do I have a surprise for you? And I know how much you like the ladies. I
The
have
ladies?
Yes. I'm going to unload something in a little bit here. Not right yet. But I said 1986 was going to be my year. 1986, I'm going to make things happen. WrestleMania 2 is over. Forget about what's going on in the world and the Middle East. Listen to me. I have this lady who's my new protege. I have been personally training her. I have personally wined and dined this woman. You ever seen Marilyn Monroe? Susan Summers? Remember Jane Mansfield? Dagmar? I mean, this is a blonde. This is a gorgeous dish. Wipe your chin, because I'm going to call her out here in a minute. Her name is Liberty Thomas.
Yeah.
And she and I are going to the top. I can guarantee nothing but a world championship for this woman. Maybe contracts in Hollywood, maybe her own talk show, maybe her own line of lingerie, perfume, everything. Right now, I'd like to introduce
Yes, by all means.
Miss Liberty Thomas.
Let's meet Miss Liberty Thomas.
Well,
That's
hold on to your chair. Hey, I better take that guy out of here in the white shirt. He looks like he's about ready to crack. Now, what's going to happen is she is going to the top in professional
Alfred, would you help her with a rap there?
And leave it down. Don't lift it. And there. Stand up once, dear. Take a look at this lady. Turn around. Turn around.
Well,
When she was in school, she had more trouble than anybody. Every time she'd turn around, she erased the blackboard. But she's a pretty lady, I'll tell you that. Now, like I said, we're going places, aren't we, doll?
We're going places?
Right.
But you haven't even wined me or dined me or done anything for me.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, we'll get the. Wait a minute. Don't make a. No, come here. I've wined and dined you, and I'm getting you ready for the top, right? The training and everything. Just do what I say, and
well, let me ask you, Miss Thomas, how much money has he spent really in terms
wait.
of?
It's not important. That's personal. That's not important. This is
Well,
Liberty Thomas,
All right.
right? It's you and I. What's that look for? Don't worry. We're gonna make it, hon.
We're gonna make it?
Right to the top.
Right to the top.
Yep. You and me.
Me and you.
Things are gonna be great.
A lot of individuals have problems associating, at least on a long-term basis, with Mr. Heenan. There have been more than one divorce, shall we say, in terms of a relationship.
But it's gonna be you and me, right?
I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about that?
I don't know about that.
Dear, she's just all the lights and the cameras here and everything.
The first
And we
time
only
on
got a
TNT,
minute or so
she might
left
be a
to
little
talk.
nervous.
So I'm sure she'd probably be nervous. Sitting next to him, I'm getting nervous too. But the important thing is,
Alfred?
but aren't you glad to be here?
I'm glad to be here with everyone.
And me, right?
And you also.
Well, great, dear. You've certainly done everything you could that I told you today, and things are working out great.
But I tell you what, when you wine and dine me a little bit more, then you come to see me, and maybe we can work something out.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? Don't worry, don't get upset. You're with me. Take your hands off that, would you please?
Sorry.
You see, when I get into the ring, I don't want to lose. And I want to give it all I've got, you see? And I got to know that you're behind me.
I'll be behind you. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, nonetheless, surely you would not want to associate yourself with a... Well, you wouldn't want to associate
Are you
yourself with a
trying to
loser.
turn her against me?
No.
Are you trying to turn her off to me?
I don't think she's turned on to you.
I want you to tell all these people and him right now, who's your number one squeeze?
You want me to lie?
No, I want you to tell the truth. Well, everybody's starting to make a fool out of me out here. I don't need you people to do that.
Well, I tell you, I would make a fool out of you. I tell you what, I'm going to go backstage, and when you make up your mind about me, well then...
I've made up my mind about you.
Yes, but it's the bargain basement plan or something that... why don't you spend some money to ladies
What do you
over
mean
this
spend some money? I spend money on her. What do you think I am, a Kmart shopper? I spend money. I mean, what? That's not... we don't go to places with drive-up windows, you know. I make reservations. I mean... There's doormans and stuff and limousines and
That's
look
true.
at that. That's it.
That's true. You have it's amazing what Woolworths can do, right?
Oh, I suppose it is. With that in mind, we thank you very much for joining us, Miss Thomas. We will look forward to this relationship, whether or not it goes anywhere. We'll follow it and find out here on TNT. I'm sure it is. We'll be back with more TNT. Back with more TNT. And you never know what Bobby the Brain Heenan's going to dig up. You have no idea.
That was an embarrassment to him, though, wasn't it?
I think it was, yes. And also to Miss Thomas, I believe. And no relation to Heather, I don't believe.
I shouldn't think so.
In a moment, we're going to be joined by a most unusual athlete. Two of them, as a matter of fact. One a little more active than the other. Mr. Fuji, who has certainly been considered one of the foremost managers in the WWF, along with an individual who at any time is ranked #1 in contention for any championship in the World Wrestling Federation. Would you please welcome Mr. Fuji and the magnificent Muraco. You're not wearing socks today, Mr. Muraco.
This is the style. This double-breasted, this old double-breasted look, this three-piece look is out. It has passé. It has been. You think you're Wall Street. You may be Wall Street, but it's all paper. This is happening right now. Hollywood, Miami, New York, even New York, Washington, D.C., L.A.
If it's happening, then why is it Fuji happening with it?
He represents me in a capacity above and beyond that. He handles my contracts, my everything else, my negotiations, everything. I walk where I want to go, dressed like I want to dress, because I am the magnificent Muraco. You see, my name, my ability, my reputation precedes me. That's why I wear what I want to wear.
But aside from your reputation in wrestling, which I must say is formidable, your reputation in Hollywood as such, if anyone in fact has heard of the reputation, is, well, it leaves a little something to be desired. Now, we spoke earlier about your attempts at acting, you and Mr. Fuji. We've seen Fuji Bandito, which was, that's got to be the worst piece that was ever done on television. We saw Fuji General, which was perhaps a cut above that. I'm not all that certain. But now, when you were here last, you said you were working on something known as Fuji Vice. Is that correct?
This is absolutely true.
You also said that Michael Mann, the producer of Miami Vice, was going to replace Don Johnson and Philip Michael
I didn't
Thompson.
say that. I didn't say that.
You inferred that.
I inferred there was an implication there at one time. Yes, I did.
Right.
I was.
You brought this. You brought a little piece of footage that you're now working on, I believe.
Just a little taste. We're still editing.
Right.
We're still cutting. We're working hard. It's just a progress report. I've been.
Let's take a look at it.
Australia. I've been.
Muraco, you have any contacts for Cape Town to the Seahawks?
Let's try our first informant, Matty the Mouse.
Oh, very good, very good.
You got a quarter?
Yeah, here.
I'll pay you back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know talent. They do not recognize talent.
I admit there are problems. When you have an active schedule like myself and Mr. Fuji, there's editing problems, there's script problems, there's everything else. I'm not making excuses.
What about the problems of not having any acting ability?
What are you talking about? Any problem we've encountered doesn't come from our lack of talent or ability. Not from my screenwriting ability, not from my direction ability, and not from my acting ability. It's time is very important. And that's why we need a little extra week to get this thing together. Well, that's why we only gave you a little tease on this.
Well, now, you were going to show us the opening of Fuji Vice. I'd like to take a look at that, if we can dig that up. You said that you brought that along. You can give us a little bit more.
The music ain't all there yet. The music, we're trying to get the music together with the scenes, and the love scenes. And Mr. Fuji is very sensual in this. Pucker up. Show him. Can you get a close up on his pucker?
On his pucker?
Yeah, get close on this puss here. Show him, give him the lips. Give him that. Give him there. See? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Wouldn't that stop you cold in your tracks? You laying up in bed with your old lady at night eating potato chips in your bed? Oh my goodness!
Please, let's not. Are you concerned that you might be sued by Miami Vice producers? I mean, that's the worst. I mean, that could really give the Miami Vice a bad reputation. But if we do have this one piece of footage, now this is the opening, I understand you put together, on something known as Fuji Vice. Let's take a look at that.
I like
Maybe
this.
that'll help us decide whether or not this is going to be a good piece.
Oh, you know.
I've got it.
See, listen to them.
They love it.
With the music.
They're not appreciating the acting ability. They're laughing at you.
They love it.
They're standing in their seats.
That is so absurd. I mean, you and Fuji, Don Johnson, give me a break.
You sit here covered in musk oil, and you're supposed to know talent.
Musk oil.
You do something you let go.
In any event, we're going to give you now, what are we going to do? We're going to go to commercial. It's a good time to go to a commercial.
Follow it.
We'll look forward. We are told, by the way, that we will have the conclusion of Fuji Vice next week here on TNT. And if the conclusion is anything like the beginning, well, I don't know. You be the judge. In a moment, we're going to introduce you to certainly one of the most incredible athletes in the World Wrestling Federation and one of the nicest gentlemen if you have the opportunity to meet him out of the ring, as well as his credentials in the ring. Would you please welcome the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat. All right.
We got some nice people here, too.
Yes, we do. Yes, some very appreciative individuals. As a matter of fact, although they weren't quite all that appreciative of the piece we saw earlier on of Fuji Vice.
I think they enjoyed it. For a laugh.
Well,
you hit it right on the
I don't think that was the intent of Fuji and Muraco, who certainly are looking forward to doing something or another in terms of a credible standpoint in Hollywood. I don't like their chances. But speaking of chances, this coming Saturday night, on Saturday night's main event, it's you and the Snake, Jake the Snake Roberts. This is without a doubt the most unusual athlete, I think, in the WWF today, and I wonder what prompts you to sign for a match with Jake the Snake?
Well, I think it's only natural events. Ever since the guy has come into this area, you know, he's been wanting, and I've been hearing this through the grapevine, wanting the Dragon. But
well, I think he's wanted almost anyone, but everyone has been very reluctant to sign. I know of a lot of top contenders that have been very reluctant to sign.
I'm going to give him his opportunity, his chance. We're going on, we have national coverage. And I think it's only natural where you see Jake the Snake Roberts against Ricky the Dragon.
I can see that. We'll get back into that when we return. Right now, let's take you to some footage of you in action.
Yes, it was.
Yes, that's a beautiful, beautiful place. Many trips I made through Japan or Australia, I stopped there, and I think, like you say, it's a paradise.
All right, now it's no paradise for Ricky Steamboat at all. Coming back with a couple of chops now against Al Navarro. One across the head now. And face first to the buckle goes Navarro. But moments ago, it was Navarro with the advantage.
Well, they try to take advantage of Steamboat just as the bell rang, but I'll tell you, you're going to have to get up awfully early in the morning to do that, to get that first shot at Steamboat. He's so quick and such fantastic shape that...
to the rope, and between the legs, and off the rope. To the legs again. Right back at Navarro. And a reverse hip toss. And takes his man right over. Ricky Steamboat moving his weight back around now. Steamboat does that a lot, doesn't he, Bruno? Moves his weight all the way around.
He does it so well. He moves so quickly, so well, that he totally confused an opponent. Al Navarro, a minute ago, he just didn't know whether he was coming or going because Steamboat was underneath, over him, on the side of him. He just totally confused him.
Weight distribution and balance, so very, very important in professional wrestling, and I would think that's one of the keys of the success of Ricky Steamboat.
Absolutely, he's got tremendous balance, and every move that he does, every hold that he puts on, he knows how to use his weight. Perfect balance that he has, and sometimes, you know, he can take a much heavier man than he himself and handle him because they lack that kind of
Look at
balance.
this. Leapfrog through the legs again. Right back up in a standing side headlock, and again alluding to the balance that we made reference to earlier.
Balance and speed and great timing. Ricky's got it all.
And certainly one of the reasons, some of the reasons why he can excel as he does against some of these mammoth-sized athletes in the WWF today.
Absolutely. You know, a guy can have the advantage as far as size, but if he doesn't have that quickness and if he doesn't have the knowledge of the Steamboat, then size by no means is it everything. You know, there's a big slam now, looks like.
Navarro using his size advantage just a moment ago. But not really following through here.
Absolutely. When you're there with the likes of Steamboat, if you get the advantage, if you stun him for a second, you got to be on him like a tiger. And here's Navarro. Look at this, hesitating. No way. You don't do that and get away with it. Not with a Rick Steamboat.
Steamboat with a chop to the midsection. Now upstairs he goes. Scoops up Navarro. Steamboat now out to the apron. The Dragon climbing up to the top rope. Steamboat leaping. And a 3 count.
Yes, indeed. Fabulous maneuver there. I wonder if we will see that this Saturday night against Jake the Snake, or will you be another victim of Jake the Snake and allow him to take the python and place it all over you? He has done so. That's got to give everybody chills.
It gives everybody the willies. You watch as he walks out there and places that bag in his corner, uses the DDT, is what he's calling it. 1, 2, 3, lights out, everything's over. Takes that snake out. Everybody sitting around ringside starts to get goosebumps. I don't like snakes myself. But if I'm going to use that hold, there's something about Roberts, as you know, he likes to slither around the ring.
He does, really.
He's a low-profile type of man.
Very low profile.
Yeah, and as you know, the dragon likes to fly a lot. You know? So this is going to be a very interesting type of confrontation where the snake's down here and the dragon's up here. You never know what's going to come out ahead. But as you watched him, and as I have watched him, he has put away everybody that he's come against.
Undefeated thus far.
That's right. That's right. Undefeated, and it might help me out in the rankings. If he gets a win over me, it's certainly going to help him.
There's no doubt. Where nowhere when else would in the top 10 would sign for a match, you have, and we'd like to wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you very much, and with all the help of these fans that have given me this past year that I've been up here, I've got to say mahalo. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back with more TNT. Stay with us. All right, we're back, and the Dragon is going to have his work cut out for him this Saturday night, no doubt of that, when he meets in Saturday night's main event, Jake the Snake. A little prediction there, perhaps, Alfred?
Well, I tell you something, Roberts has presented a lot of difficulty for a lot of really good established wrestlers so far, and Jake the Snake has definitely got the ingredients of making a champion. I think he might actually take it.
You're predicting a victory for Jake the Snake?
I think so, yes.
All right. Well, Alfred, not a very popular decision, but perhaps an accurate one. We'll only find out this Saturday. And our next guest, would you please welcome the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, along with the Hart Foundation. Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart. Both of you gentlemen were, several weeks ago involved in something known as WrestleMania 2 in a battle royal, and you came very, very close.
We were outstanding.
You were outstanding.
We were definitely
great.
I guess you're very pleased that you came as close as you did of winning the battle royal.
We actually did win, as far as we're concerned. We should have won the whole thing.
You should have won the whole thing.
Yeah.
That is your assessment as well, Mr. Neidhart?
Well, anybody that reads the newspaper across the United States or reads People magazine, everyone focused, all the media focused on the Hart Foundation and how they did with a big fat refrigerator, the big fat stomach over the belt, how we handled him in People magazine. Listen, the publisher of People magazine, listen to me out there. It said that the refrigerator walked over the hitman and shuffled past the anvil, and that, Jimmy, is a lie.
That's right, baby.
It's a lie,
We were instrumental.
and it's not
we were
true.
Instrumental in having the refrigerator thrown out of that thing.
That big fat Billy was thrown out of the ring by John Studd, and then we carried on business as the foundation does. Right, Jimmy?
However, but what happened when you met up with the likes of Andre the Giant?
Well, it was that close. That's all.
Was that close?
You saw him in the corner. He was huffing and puffing and blowing, and he could hardly even stand up. You saw that. The referee came right over to him and went, Anvil, give him a minute to take a rest. We said, we can't take a rest in this match like this.
Awful.
That gave him the second he needed to throw him out. Bret was getting ready to come off with atomic elbow, baby, and he dumped him over the top, and that's what we got ripped off. Is that
It was
what happened?
very
It definitely should have been a prize for second. Let me say that much.
A rip-off, you feel?
A rip-off, of course it was. Everybody watched WrestleMania. This was the greatest team in WrestleMania, baby. Double trouble, because we worked as a team.
False. Liars.
All right, well, in any event, we're going to return with a tape segment of a little action a little bit later on, but right now we'll be back with more TNT. Stay with us. back, TNT. Old Nelson Swagler out there with his best side show. In any event, we are back with the Hart Foundation, and gentlemen, we'd like to discuss, if we may, a possible matchup with the Hart Foundation versus the British Bulldogs.
You know, let me say something. You know, a lot of the groups, a lot of the tag teams, they have the pretty sparkly outfits and the beautiful tights.
That's for sure you guys don't dress that way.
That's right, baby, because we don't need to. We don't have to have the music coming behind us. We don't have the pretty girls at the ringside. We don't want anybody for us, baby, because we stand and we stand alone, baby. You push us against the wall. United we stand, divided we fall, but don't push the Hart Foundation against the wall, because when you do, then you got trouble, pal.
Hey, Jimmy, why don't we tell this guy what we found out about the British Bulldogs? At the foundation, we train au natural.
That's right, baby.
But we found out about the British Bulldogs and what they do. They've been eating monkey food, which gives them a monkey build, like a gorilla ball of monkey food. And actually, it's been improving Davey Boy's intelligence.
They can almost write their names now.
They can almost write their names. We're going to take you out of some footage I'm sure you will enjoy. We'll join it in progress. It's the Hart Foundation in action. Here we go.
See the backside of the mouth to the south. That could be his best side, Bruno. I don't know.
I don't know, but I still love to see the day when somebody takes a Jimmy Hart and takes a megaphone and shoves it down his throat. That thing is so irritating to listen to.
Even the fans about ringside chanting grease ball, and I think in deference to the hairdo on the hitman, Bret Hart. Does look a little on the greasy side, doesn't it?
Well, it's wet, that's for sure.
Notwithstanding his hairdo or lack of it, certainly Bret Hart, one of the premier wrestlers in the WWF today, along with his tag team partner, the Anvil. Shoulder block, nicely done by SD. Off the rope over Hart, coming right back at him now. SD gets behind him. Hooks to hips, comes off, rolls him up. He's going to get him 1, 2. Almost a count of 3. SD with a nice arm drag. It's all SD Jones in there at the moment.
Well, you know that SD Jones is a big, strong guy, and he's got quickness. He'll give anybody a real rough going in that ring. SD always puts in a good account for himself. Night tags Mancini. Let's see what he does.
Mancini continuing to work on the left arm and shoulder of the hitman, Bret Hart. Raking the face, however, turns that around. Oh, my. That's a head-on collision for you.
Now comes the big man, the Anvil Neidhart.
He was shouting in the ear of Mancini moments ago before he began to inflict the punishment. Drop off the top rope. One of the stronger individuals in professional wrestling today, the Anvil. Look at this. Look at this now.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, my goodness. Surely they could cover him and pin him there. Leg drop. I think they're sort of toying around with Mancini at the moment.
That's cruel because they could beat him right now. There's no question about it. Mancini could have. All they had to do is turn him over and put a hand on him, and the pin would have been there. But no, they're not satisfied. Look at this, a tremendous headbutt. They're just going to punish him now. Put him in that corner and just punish him some more. Mancini's out of it. He doesn't know what's going on right now.
Tugging in now. The Anvil, Jim Neidhart. Drop kick by the 280-pounder.
And what a drop kick.
The Hart Foundation, they are some athletes, no doubt of that. And again, the chant of grease ball. Tag was made. Mancini's gonna feel the effect of that. Cover, and that should be it. And is indeed.
Let me ask you
Good, baby. Good, beautiful, baby, beautiful.
Gentlemen, if I could ask you...
skill?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it was a good example, I think, of some of your wrestling skills. Does it bother you, Brett, when people refer to you as grease ball?
I think it's a very stupid remark from a bunch of very stupid people. See?
Stupid, they're stupid, that's right.
Why don't you have your hair cut like maybe the Anvil? I mean, look at your hair. It is...
Well, you know, it's because all the young girls seem to find it very attractive. They find me somewhat... they sort of look up to me. They idolize me. And even Jimmy will vouch for me. They call my rooms all night, don't they, Jim?
All night
Don't
long.
they?
I'm going to carry a secretary on the road. They're wearing us to death with this man.
I got a restaurant under the name, but that's not just because of the hair. The body helps, and the rest, and the wrestling ability.
Well, we would like to wish you gentlemen all the best of luck in the world in the WWF in your efforts to become tag team champions. I'm sure you will have the opportunity, and we certainly hope that Mr. Hart does not hinder your efforts in any way.
What?
So
What do you mean?
with that in mind,
What does he mean by that?
we'll be back with more TNT. We'll be back as we continue. Okay, a word about next week's TNT. We're going to be joined by wrestling's only living legend, Bruno Sammartino. We very much look forward to having the honor of Bruno with us next week here on TNT. Also to join us, by the way, will be the Killer Bees, one of the more outstanding tag team combinations in the WWF today. And I guess whether we like it or not, we're going to take a look at Fuji Vice.
I'm really looking forward to that. Their other endeavors have been so laughable, but maybe they will cap those endeavors with this one, and it'll be even more.
But they're not intended to be laughable. I mean, this is a very serious effort, according to Muraco and Fuji, in terms of their acting skills.
Well, they have been going to acting classes, you know that. Did you know that?
No, I...
Blassie's been...
Hey, McMahon, just a minute. Just a minute. I want to set a few things straight here. Get out of that chair. I want to set a few things straight here to the television audience, you and everybody else. First of all, this is the last time I try to do a favor for somebody. I was going to try to help this poor mutt out sitting here with me in the red zoot suit here. But I'm going to tell you what happened.
Wait, are you talking about the lovely lady you had out earlier?
No, I'm talking about that beast that was sitting here in that fur coat. I'm going to tell you something. I lied. I never took her out or wined or dined her. Well, where could you take her? If you took her out to eat, you have to go through the back door and eat in the kitchen. Where could you take her to wine? Only thing I ever bought her was a flea collar. Yeah, right. She's a mutt. She's a bow wow. She's a dog. You know what a dog is? A dog. Yeah, if you had a wig and it was made out of dog and she'd walk by one side to stand like a tree.
Just because she dumped you.
She didn't dump me. She's a dump. She never dumped me. I never had nothing to do with her. I wouldn't have nothing to do with her. There's enough penicillin in this world that'd make me go out with her.